Hi, I'm Mika Truman, and welcome to my YouTube channel as well as Frankincense School of Mystical Arts. During my near-death experience, when I had came to, and remind you, I was in the mountains. My truck had broken down, and I was in the mountains, and I was stranded, and I was waiting for someone to come, and they weren't showing up. They didn't come. Nobody had shown up. Here it was in the middle of winter, and it was a minus 11 degrees outside, snow on the ground. It was so bitter cold. And after I came back from my near-death experience, I thought, I have got to get out of here. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to go. And the reason why I didn't even get out and start walking is because it was miles and miles of nothing. And so I thought, if I get out of my truck and start walking in the middle of the mountains alone, that could even be worse than just sitting here. But I thought, I have got to do something. And so I got out of my truck and I started to walk. And here it was, gosh, like 1 o'clock in the morning. And I start walking and walking. Here it is in the middle of the mountains. And I didn't even have a jacket. Yes, I know that was really stupid, but I didn't have a jacket. I did have a blanket. And so I just started walking and walking. And I probably was walking good 40 minutes. And then I came to the main road. And so I just started walking and praying somebody was going to come, and I was freezing and I was so cold, and there was no traffic. There was no vehicles. There was no cars. And then all of a sudden there was this truck that came. And I thought, oh my gosh, I am so grateful because I was so cold. And this truck pulled over and he stopped and he says, hey, do you need a ride? I said, yeah, I really do need a ride. My truck broke down. I really do need a ride. And it was so dark, I couldn't see the guy. And I kept looking and looking, but I didn't see a driver in this vehicle. And I thought, okay, this is a very loud truck, so which tells me it's older. It looked like that it was older. And so I get in the truck and I share my name. He says, yeah, I know who you are. And I said, okay. And then I proceeded to share where I lived. He says, I know where you live also. And I said, okay. And I said, what is your name? Because I don't know if I know you. He says, oh, it's not important. It's okay. I said, no, really, what is your name? I'm so grateful to you. And I'm so thankful. And again, I could not see the guy. He was like just this dark shadow person that I could not see. There was nobody there. There was the outline of someone. I could not see any details of their face. I could not see any details of their clothes or anything. And I kept asking, and he says, oh, it doesn't matter. And he would not share. He knew right where I was. And he took me right to my house. And I said, please, can I pay you? Can anything? He says, nope, I'm fine. I'm good. I don't need anything. And I said, please, will you share your name with me? He says, nope, it's not. It doesn't matter. It's not important. But the guy knew me. He knew where I lived. He knew everything about me. And I thought, this is just so weird. And I swear I cannot see this guy. And I tried clearing my eyes, and I kept looking and looking. And I thought, okay, if we go over under these street lights, then I'll be able to see him. Still couldn't see him. And then he pulls right in front of my house. I get out of the truck and I thought, okay. And I tell him, I said, well, I will remember you because I know the sound of this truck, and I will find you because I'm so grateful that you picked me up. And he just kind of chuckled and he laughed and he drove away. And I remember that truck so significantly. And so as the days went by, I kept watching around town. I kept listening. Mind you, it's a small town. And there's probably maybe only 400 people in the town. And so everybody knows everybody. But I didn't know the sound of this truck. And I didn't know the guy. And so I kept looking and watching for the sound of the truck. Or surely somebody's going to come and ask me, questions like, hey, I'm glad you made it back, or so-and-so said, because the small towns. But nobody said a word. Nobody knew nothing. And I thought, this is so weird. So a few weeks later, my husband and I went and we bought this old truck. And the old truck, it did not run. And it had been sitting there a long time. We had to pump up the tires. We towed it home. We totally got it running again, which took probably a couple months. And we put all this effort, all this hard work into it. And we got it running. And you know what? It was that truck. It was that truck, that sound. You know, the one with the really loud muffler that you hear coming down the road miles away. It's the older trucks, loud muffler, and it was that truck. And that truck had not been on the road for years and years. It didn't have any plates. The owner said it hadn't run forever. We had to tow it to our house. But it was that truck. And I don't know who the guy was, but it was that truck that took me home and got me home safely. And I don't know who the guy was. The only thing that I know is that it had to have been an angel. It had to have been someone that I knew from the other side, because I could not tell you anything about the way this guy looked. High cheekbones, color of hair. I couldn't see him. The guy wasn't there. You only saw like a shadow, but he was super nice to me. He was super kind and knew everything about me. And this is a story that I truly wanted to share with you because it was so dear, and it is so dear to my heart. And so I hope that you will find joy in this story, and it will fill your heart with warmth. That just remember, there are angels and they're everywhere. They're on the other side, and they come and they're around you all the time. You're never alone. Please know you are never alone. When you think that you're at your lowest point and you feel so sad and in despair in any way, there's angels and they're watching over you, and they come and help you, and they sometimes are in disguises that we cannot even imagine. So please, watch for the angels because they're around you. And until next time, jump over to fsma.life and check out. We have some great psychic courses over there. Plus, as well as we have lots of free information too. So take care and blessings to you. But until next time, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.